Ladies and gentlemen, part two of the Tombstone Thunderbird. And if you don't know the story of the Tombstone Thunderbird, in the late 1890s, in the Tombstone Epitaph in the local newspaper, it mentioned that two men shot and killed a gigantic bird, beast type creature. And story short version, after they shot and killed it, they measured it, and it kind of the length of a pterodactyl or a even a dragon in a way. And one thing that they did was after they killed it, measured it, they took a piece of it, went back to town, and came back, according to the article, with a couple of other gentlemen that they were going to basically skin it. But one thing on the story of all the stories and videos I have watched of the Tombstone Thunderbird is that there was a picture of said beast. And if you go look on the internet and everything, you'll find pictures of gentlemen in the late 1800s, holding the Thunderbird. My personal favorite one is the one that's attached to the barn door, which they do mention that quite a lot, which I assume that there's two stories. One basically with the barn door, and then, of course, the one with the Tombstone Thunderbird. But if you read that article, it is not mentioned of a photograph whatsoever in that article. So I assume they've combined both in myth, lore, and legend. And it's just a very unique subject to do. A quick overview. Last video was assembly. I used the Tamiya 35th scale pterodon or pterodactyl. It's a very simple kit. It's like 3 pieces: the head, the body, and his belly, and that is it. And I used for better or for worse, a plastic cowboy man that you can get in 1/35th scale. And I think it turned out really well. It's a very simple diorama vignette. I wanted to convey the Thunderbird, and I also wanted to convey, the two gentlemen with the Winchesters, taking out the Thunderbird. I didn't want to do like an action pose. I wanted to more just a simple, convey the message that that article happened pretty much like that. So for the pterodactyl is molded in translucent smoked plastic. I did leave that. And I airbrushed very thin, a couple layers in her to make it more, not opaque, but transparent. So you can see the membrane of the wings, which they do mention that in the article as well. Multi-layer paint job. You might be able to see the difference in different shadings from, I want to say, dark to light. A lot of airbrushing going from dark to light, and then a lot of dry brushing on top of that to get out the highlights and everything like that. So I did go ahead and use the clear smoked stand that comes with it, but if you really notice it, there's air bubbles in it, which that'll probably have to be replaced at a later day. The base itself is, you actually get a base. You get the little, wherever I'm at, the water base here. You get the base for it. I chopped it up to fit the custom wood base here that I have, and I took, not epoxy scope, paper mache, and you can buy shredded paper mache mixed with wood glue and sand, and you can redo the base. So I resculpted that. Once that dried, I painted it about 3 different layers. I wanted the Arizona kind of color of the, not necessarily the mountains, the rocks, a little browns, a little bit of tan, maybe just a hint of a little bit of green in there. So there's about 4 different colors. And then for the figure, I primered him And I tried to clean him up the best I could, and that is like seams on the figures. The plastic arm men, they're real hard to get the seams really, unlike a styrene kit, because they use a different type of, I call it toy plastic, which is hard to clean up. But it can be done. But I did get most of the seams off of them. There is some that is there, but we are just going to leave it. I painted him all in acrylics, a lot of washes, a lot of dry brushing, and for 30-second scale, not too shabby. So, with that being said, it was a very fun project, and once I saw a lot of documentary videos, and of course seeing photos of the Thunderbird, I thought it needed to be in model form. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that's what I got going on today. Finished up the Tombstone Thunderbird. So stay tuned for the next exciting episode.